In Lee County, Dr. Denise Carlin will begin her first full academic year as superintendent. One of the first major changes adopted are new school start times in elementary schools. All high schools are set to begin at 7 a.m. K through 8, and 2 elementary schools, Skyline and Hector A. Cafferata, start at 7:30. All other elementary schools begin at 8:40. Finally, middle schools will start at 9:45. WGCU's Jennifer Crawford sat down with Dr. Carlin to learn what other changes will impact students and their families.
What's the biggest challenge that you feel you faced?
One of our biggest challenges has been filling our teacher vacancies. When I was sworn into office, we had over 200 teacher vacancies, and that was the 19th of November. And so the advantage of coming in, kind of like heading into the second semester, was we got to fill those vacancies in the second semester, right? So we had over 200 teacher vacancies. I challenged our team and I said, we have to get to 0, because 200 teacher vacancies in the middle of the year, we should have 0 at that point. But we didn't. So it is what it is, right? Came in, I set the goal of 0. We got to 17. We almost got there. Then we had the new school year coming up. Typically, Lee County School District has about 600 teachers that either retire, resign, move, what have you. In my opinion, that's way too many. But again, can't fix everything. Rome wasn't fixed in a day. So we had 575 teacher vacancies going into this school year. I'm very proud to tell you right now, as of today, 45 teacher vacancies. So we have been effective in recruiting our new teachers, but I'm going to share with you the major issue we need to work on is retention of teachers. So that's what we're focused on. We had a project called Project Believe. Project Believe was filling our teacher vacancies. Project Thrive is keeping our best teachers, and that's what we're working on now. Project Thrive is all about retention. So on the campaign trail, one of the opportunities I had was to talk with teachers. I met with them in small groups, like at a coffee place, after work, during the summer, and I asked them, why are teachers leaving the profession? Obviously, salary came up, and we all agreed at the table, nobody got into teaching to be rich. I know I didn't, and many of our teachers didn't as well, but they need a livable wage. And so right now we're in bargaining with our teachers union, and so I can't talk a lot about compensation at this point because they're in bargaining. So that prohibits me from doing that. But I can also tell you about another strategy to retain our teachers and to recruit. And that had to do with our teacher incentives. So in the spring, we had some D schools. I declared an educational emergency, which is allowed by statute, that was passed by our legislature in 2022, and allows, if I declare an educational emergency, I can initiate an incentive program for our teachers to teach at our highest risk schools, and I can pay up to $9,000, which we are going to do this year, for our teachers that teach in tested areas. So like English language arts, math, science, social studies, we have tests that the children receive. So if I teach in that tested area and I'm at a high-risk school, I can earn up to $9,000 as an incentive. We thought it would help us recruit teachers, and I think to some degree it did. But what we were delighted about was so many of our teachers chose to stay.
What is being done to make sure that kids are safe in school?
I have to give a shout out to our sheriff's department, as well as our municipalities, our police chiefs, because they help us support the school resource officer program. So that's very important. We also have guardians. So we continue to expand our guardian program, and that is school staff members who have had extensive training from the sheriff's department. They have the opportunity to carry a firearm, and that is only for the purpose of stopping an assailant, somebody who may come into our school and have the wrong intentions, right? They're out to take lives. Our guardians and our school resource officers are set up to stop that intruder. The other thing we have is at the entrance to all of our schools, we have open gate weapons detection systems. So if you try to come onto our campus, it's going to stop you because it's going to show the school resource officer that you have something that is a weapon. You will not be able to get inside of our school. The resource officer will come search you, and if you do have a weapon, then you're under arrest. The other piece along with that is mental health. We have a fair amount of students, that have come to us experiencing mental health issues. We had a global pandemic, we had Hurricane Ian that came through, and so that's had an impact on our families, and our children are members of those families. So we continue to look at ways to improve our support services around mental health. If a child is having a struggle, then we want to help them. And then let's talk about threats. We've had a fair amount of threats from our students, and so one request we'd have of our parents is to sit down and have a conversation with your child. You know, let them know that we take all threats seriously. Even if you're kind of joking, quote unquote, we don't take those as jokes. We take that as a serious threat, and there will be consequences. So we encourage parents to sit down, have conversations with their children, be careful and mindful of what they're doing in terms of social media use. Too many of our students are unsupervised while on social media, and they're posting things that if parents knew what was being posted, my suspicion is they would not get posted. So make sure that you're paying attention to what your child is doing. Keep a close eye on that cell phone. Keep a close eye on the social media use.
Can you touch on the school bus safety?
We will have stop arm cameras that will be installed on our buses. And basically what that means is when the bus gets ready to stop, you see the little arm come out, the little stop sign. And we expect all of our community members to stop when they see that. Why? Because children are either entering the bus or they're exiting the bus and they're walking home. The law says you must stop. If you do not stop, then there is going to be a fine levied. We will have a huge public awareness campaign that will go out, so all the community members will know. All the buses have cameras, they've been checked, double checked, they're ready to roll. We're going to do a 30 to 60 day rollout where we give parents and community members opportunities to know we're out there. We're trialing them, we're checking them, but please make sure you stop for those stop arms, and then we will give the public an update on whatever date this is where it goes live. And when it goes live, there will then be fines levied. So we want to make sure we give people fair warning. We are in loco parentis, which means in place of the parent. When parents drop their child off or when they get on the bus, we take that seriously. And so this is another way to show our parents and our families we care about your child and we want them to be safe.
What is the cell phone policy?
Major kudos to our board. In the spring, they passed a cell phone free policy for our schools, all schools, pre-K through 12. Instruct your child to turn their phone off. They may put it in their backpack, and they may keep it with them in their backpack, but it must be in the off position from bell to bell, the first bell to the last bell.
What would you like if you have a message, that critical message you want to get out to parents as we look forward to the new school year? What would that be?
Stay engaged with your child. Be our partners in education. Engagement is being engaged in your child's education, turning off the TV, giving them a quiet place to do their homework, insisting that they read for an hour a day. Those types of things, those are meaningful. When a parent or a teacher sends home a note, respond to it. If there's a text or an email, respond to it. Reach out to us if there's ever a question. Our teachers stand ready to help. We really want to be partners. When we have that tight partnership, home and school working together, guess what happens? Children are wildly successful, and that's what we want.
Thanks for watching. We've got more great content for you, from news to the arts to the environment. So be sure to like and subscribe to WGCU's YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms for the stories that matter to you.